But with the way these games have been going on, I got to make sure stay glued to my screen so I don't miss a single thing to bring the action for you guys, those who are watching. Like Scaredy had said, it is the MESL Season 3. We're playoff day number 2. Of course, we got a brilliant KOL with me, G the Ico, all the way from North America. He made sure to take out his time to bring the action here in Europe and give a highlight to the community, of course, and at the same time make sure to uplift this community to a different level as he has done with the NACT. So this is the moment for Europe to shine. And if you guys want to make sure to support the cause, like, share, subscribe, join the Discord. It's very important to have a community growing and being willing to help the community grow. That's when we start seeing more competitions like this come up, and even better and even bigger, and possibly even a slot in the World Series. You never know. That's how it started with NA.
Yeah, that is how we started it, you know. Yeah, I don't think we always kind of had a little bit of a slot, but it kind of fell off. And then, hey, you got to start a foundation somewhere. To be honest, Europe's looking better than we were when we first started, so I don't. Hey, they could get it. They could get it. But back to the game here, you're kind of seeing a little bit of a different approach into the drafting phase here. We see the Fanny ban and we see the Gata ban. So again, they're trying to mix this up here. It is 1-1. We're essentially tied. We're back to the drawing board. It is now just what, a best out of 3.
Yeah, it's a BO3, isn't it?
It's going back
tight.
to the old format.
It's tight. It's tight with such great teams taking part. I think they're definitely giving us casters a run for our money. I'll tell you that. But right now, looking at the bans, finally Birthright decide that, you know, Fanny, we know Mr. Dead doesn't play a great Fanny, but it is respectable and we got to ban it out. So you see a change in the bans. So the Bruno, everything else looks the same, right, G? I don't remember what exactly that ban was. Matilda, yeah, and they leave that open. That's a big threat right now. That is a big threat.
Yeah. That was the one thing that slipped through the cracks the moment you ban a Fanny, right? So you got to pick your battles. And this is what happens in the banning and the draft phase. Is like they're opting for that they believe they can handle a Matilda more than they can handle a Fanny. So leaving that open did allow them to pick up the Matilda, but if a team like Birthright has a coach, like you were stating earlier, this is something that you can force Extremely Slay into the situation you want. You know they're going to pick that Matilda. So now what is your objective as Birthright? Counter that Matilda. I mean, again, Matilda is definitely not a Tigreal. You're not going to be able to, you know, have insane sets, have those crazy plays. And maybe that is what they wanted. They don't want to deal with the Tig anymore. They don't want to have to ban the Tig out. So allow them to get the Matilda. And you can already see them running up to the similar picks that they did in the very first game. Birthright picking up the Sicilian and the Hylos. Huge for the side of Birthright.
Yeah, it is working out, right? It is working out. Birthright going back to what works. They got the Gato in the previous game, and I think this game they banned it out. So one ban different coming in from both sides, the Fanny and the Gato. That means the Suyo and the Matilda left open, which Extremely Slay picked it up for themselves. But Birthright definitely have a strong composition. This Hylos has been working wonders. And like Scared said, you Hylos, you win. You never know. And these are the heroes with the highest win rates right now in the entire competition. They eat it to create some disruption. The Suyo paired up with the Matilda. Usually we see the Matilda and the Alpha. I'm surprised they didn't go for it. I think it's just because you don't want to, you know, you don't have anyone to catch the Sicilian right now. And if I was Birthright, I'd probably be looking to take out maybe a Claude just to prevent any sort of a dive, if I'm not wrong, G. Because looking at them, they got no one that can actually reach the Sicilian if he's protected well. So maybe go for another frontliner here in the form of maybe a Phovius. A Hilda is still present. You can protect the back line, which is your Sicilian, which Danny has been playing really well so far.
Yeah, picking up the Ling. Again, this is what Birthright just utilized in the first game to kind of change the tide and dive into the back line. But you can see a little bit of a different approach, like you were saying. Like a Claude here would be perfect. Like I wouldn't be surprised. And not only a Claude, but also a Moskov. It was constantly being banned out into the second phase. So are they going to opt to go for the Claude ban once again. Birthright banning out the Aurora, which we've seen it being utilized like a monster in the mid lane. So we'll have to see here. Again, a couple mages that would definitely synergize here would definitely be the Valentina, to be honest. Is a good pick here. They already have the CC control. They have the CC and control on the side of Extremely Slay. I don't think they need too much more, but they could utilize it to steal the Great ultimate or to... Will we see the Moskov ban though, Kronos?
Yeah, I think the Claude is still a better ban because you do have the DHS, the DPS to come in, try and counteract this Hylos. You could dive into the back line. You have more macro ability with this Ling, of course. And I think they go for the Beatrix. Wickeds got into their head, right, G? Wickeds got into their head with this Beatrix in game number 1 and 2. So right now, I feel like they're trying to ban out another frontliner, of course, for the side of Extremely Slay. Should be the Fovia. So the Khalid has been left open so much. I'm surprised they haven't picked up the Khalid just yet. So it could be a Khalid that could come out from Birthright as well. But the fact that the Claude is not being banned out means it gives Extremely Slay more options right now to catch on towards Danny and the Sicilian, who's been doing an absolutely brilliant job in both game 1 and 2.
Yeah. And again, they're taking their time here. They're really thinking about this last ban because I think they're thinking about leaving the Moskov open, which, I mean, is the case that they do. So now do we see Birthright pick up the Moskov and then have to deal with the Claude? Again, they are slowly cooking something right now. And this is going to be a different game, right? Like, we're seeing there's 3 heroes on Extremely Slay that we have not seen yet. And we're already seeing Birthright literally like running back their first game comp. So are we going to see a carry again? Are we going to see the Moskov, which, to be honest, would be a better play here because of Moskov's dashes?
Yeah, Moskov is a good play for the side of Birthright, right? Moskov is a good play for the side of Birthright. It does work well for Extremely Slay also, but I think Extremely Slay could go for the Claude maybe. There's still the 1-1 that could work wonders. Hey, called it. The 1-1 would work wonders because you get to kite it and has a 100% win rate thus far. When the conditions are met, when the conditions are there, the 1-1 will definitely be a problem. And in the hands of Urek, definitely going to wreak some havoc here in the Land of Dawn.
Yeah, I mean, of course, the 1-1's going to be able to dodge quite a bit of the CCs, nullify quite a bit, but definitely going to be running into the late game. She could be fast enough to dodge quite a bit of what Extremely Slay has to offer. Again, it's just going to come down to, I mean, okay. I mean, let them cook. Irithel is a direct counter to 1-1 because Irithel can definitely just kite the 1-1 around and stay away. And to be honest, I've seen the combination of an Angela and Irithel just go absolutely nuts. So, I mean, let them cook. Let's see if they can do it. Birthright's looking strong. I mean, the Ling's probably going to be popping off, to be honest. He's got a lot of great targets.
Yeah, I'm going to say the Ling's going to be popping off, but I like the Irithel just to counter the 1-1, right? The Iritel's a direct counter to the 1-1, but to add the Angela on top of that, I feel like they're cooking something. And no, Birthright, go to the Minotaur. I don't like the Minotaur right now because he's such a slow, immobile hero. Yes, you have the heal, and I think if the Minotaur went for the Revitalize instead of the Flicker, would be a great hero, but you need the Flicker to create an opening, right? So I like the idea that Birthright are going for it, but just the fact that a lot of mobility is there on the side of Extremely Slay with the Matilda, with the Irithel, with the Angela's Heart Guard. Yeah, the late game is what Birthright are looking for, and 1-1 better get some early kills. Otherwise, Birthright have some problems in their hands for sure.
100%. I mean, this game is definitely going to be a little bit different than the last 2 games that we've seen. To be honest, Extremely Slay is definitely still a very aggressive, heavy comp, and Birthright is once again a late comp. So if we can see Extremely Slay control the tide of the beginning battles of this game, it could be falling into their favor, but Birthright looking to go the long haul.
The long haul is what they want, but Birthright will be trying to take it all the way there. Extremely Slay will be trying to cut that off in the mid game with this Angela Irutel combo. Throwback to a couple of seasons ago, ladies and gentlemen. We are in game number 3 of a playoff day 2 MLBB European Seasonal League. My name is Kronos. Alongside me, the one and only GD Aiko to cast this game number 3, 4, 5. I feel like it's going to go the distance. Only time will tell, G, because right now you can see my lobby already getting the party started. Law and Order along with Ring of Punishment, trying to get this Lethal Wanderer in wraps. Bubble with the puppet on the string, getting my lobby low enough, and he will get taken down. First blood in the hands of Bubble.
Yeah, and this is not what Birthright wanted to allow them to do, is that little bit of an early game scale did fall into the hands of Bubble. Again, the Angela going to be a key aspect here for Extremely Slay to win. To be honest, like, if I was watching the stream, you're just gonna have to keep an eye on Wicked and Bubble, right? Like, I feel like it's gonna come down to their combinations to get her done. And I like this force out in the mid lane. They're forcing the Sicilian to come out and lose some farm, but Kingsta,
oh my goodness, he goes in, but he gets taken down a little too aggressive. Bit the dust this time, but made sure to not use the flicker, so he could save that spell when the turtle is up. So that's good play in the long run, right? Thinking ahead.
Yeah. Again, now 1-1 first turtle coming up. What are they going to go for here? I think both jungles are level 4, so it's going to come down to, again, the Minnow. Is the Minnow going to be a good pick?
Yeah, you can see right now already Levi trying to go into the back line with the Finch Poise. Glorious Pathway being used. He gets the turtle indeed. Tempest of Blades on towards Hoshik, who flickers out of there with the hard guard on towards him right now. My lobby caught between a rock and a hard place. Ring of Punishment slowing him down, but he's getting slowed down even further thanks to the Angela, but the Revitalize helped him survive. Mark goes in with the knock-up. Levi doesn't have the damage, and oh my goodness, my lobby got away with that one real close.
What? Why did they allow him to escape like that? They changed targets onto Levi halfway through that interaction. Kind of seemed like the players lost focus on who the target was. And to be honest, they could have capitalized on that a little bit better. But now we see a little bit of maybe assault on the blue buff here by Kingsta.
Yeah, Kingsta just trying to poke them out, make sure he gets some leash on their side, trying to provide some vision and reset the buff. And this is one of Kingsta's, I would say, better heroes in the roam position. So it's been going well, and I think you're right. They changed targets towards there, but that is the heal that Mark brought in, right? The extra bit of heal from the Minotaur with the Revitalize helped him survive. So he got, you could say he got lucky, or he just knows how to play this Hylos, because he's the one I think has picked the Hylos the most in this entire competition thus far. And you can see Danny already dishing out quite a lot of damage. Again, getting the first kill. He's been getting the first kill for his team every single time. And on a Sicilian, that's a really good news.
Yeah. And again, look at the great setups here by Birthright. They're kind of being patient, controlling at this point. And again, Levi really has to focus on the farm early on. But look at this!
Oh, but he goes in right now. Hoshik is the target. Hard guard is on towards him, but you can see Minoan Fury comes out. Tempest of Blades gets one, and that is Hoshik that falls down. Glorious Path to cut them off. Bubble is the next target. Flickers out of there, but he goes in. Levi with the Finch Boys gets the double kill. Kingsta can't really do anything, and it does not save his team. But meanwhile, Urek on the bot side is able to slow down the wave clear, and then are they extending this team fight? No, they're not. The turtle is there, but Kingsta wants to go in with Mr. Death. The Grim Reaper gets the Blade Surge. Soul Sever picks up one, should get the double. And oh my goodness, he got the 2 kills that he was looking for. Overextending from the side of Birthright now on towards Levi. He has the Finch Boys. Can't get taken down. He gets the triple. And that is why he is the Grim Reaper for the European server.
That was crazy. A great engage onto that red buff. They took advantage of the Ling's low survivability into the early stage, and now the aggression is even higher. They're gonna go for a 4-man versus 3 here.
My lobby in the back line with the Glorious Pathway. The knockup coming in from Hoshik with the onward as well. But there it is. The Glorious Pathway not being used yet, but the hard guard goes on towards him. The Kingsta not getting caught out, but the Tempest of Blades was there. Mr. Death with the Soul Sever gets a mega kill on towards Danny. That is well played, but Mr. Death wants to go for a little bit more. realizes not the best option, uses the guiding wind to get the mid lane tier 1 turret. So Extremely Slay got the snowball in their favor, and I think now the snowball is gonna start going bigger and bigger.
Yeah, and again, this is where the Angela kind of shines, right? Mr. Death already on the snowball of the century, and he wants to keep that flow going. Bubble being that support that they need, and again, just the direct counter of the Earthel to the Swanwan is keeping them at bay into the gold lane here. You can already see almost a level, about a half a level difference between Urich and Wicked. And the moment Wicked comes online with this Earthel, it's going to be a bad time for Birthright. To be honest, Birthright is in the same spot that they've been in past games, is they have to make it to the late game. They have to survive, but what a good set, maybe.
Oh, circling Eagle on towards him. They get the knock-up on towards Urek, who's already unlocked the crossbow of Tang, but does not have to use it just yet. But you can see Mark over here gets caught up with the Earth Shatter. Glorious Pathway from My Lobby. Bats and Feast coming out as well from Danny. They get the heal going in, but at the same time, crossbow of Tang is unlocked. He gets some airtime indeed. And Urek trying to dish out the damage, but Hoshik comes in, and he gets taken down. Double kill in the hands of Urek. Inspire already taken down, but at the same time, Wicked as the hard guard. He has the extra survivability. He has the extra mobility, and making sure that's the target they want to protect. Extremely Slay get away with only losing 2.
Yeah, I mean, that's what happens when you don't have Mr. Death there available to be able to take on a team fight right there. And Urich just being able to pop the crossbow Tang was a decimating point for Extremely Slay. Mr. Death's on the hunt.
Glorious Pathway. Mr. Death gets taken down, immobilized, but he's able to get out of there with the Blade Surge. Oh my goodness, what immunity came in. And if I'm not wrong, he even stole the turtle. Really well played, and I think this is why they didn't want to give away the Suyo, right? But meanwhile, they get the tier 1 on the bot side. Now they go aggressive on towards the purple. The knockup coming in from Earthshatter, but Levi went in for the Tempest of Blades. Kingston is able to get out, but Mr. Death with the Soul Sever trying to dish out the damage. Crossbow of Tang is unlocked, but they don't have them low enough to get some airtime. And I think right now, Extremely Slay are running and gunning hard on towards Birthright, who have no space whatsoever, breathing down their necks directly.
And again, I mean, it could be under Mr. Death still once more, though.
Oh, Minoan Fury comes in. Glorious Pathways there. Urek wants to get the crossbow of Tang unlocked. Mark goes down with the Queen. But at the same time, crossbow of Tang is there. Finally, he gets a killing spree. But Wicked is the one that's left standing. He goes in. He has the heavy crossbow already used right now. He wants to catch Urek. He can do the damage. He's trying to recall, trying to prevent that from happening. Urek will be taken down. And yes, he is. The shutdown finally in the hands of Wicked. And I think this is where Wicked needs to be. This is the item power spike that he was looking for, and now play the game of the gold laners.
Yeah, to be honest, at some point we're going to be seeing the crossbow Tang be even more punishing. We got to watch out here, as another fight's probably going to be coming down on a Levi, but it's a Ling, so I'm pretty sure it's going to be an easy getaway. 30 seconds to the next Lord. Economically, Extremely Slay is controlling the map. They also have every single tower still on their side, and they've taken 3 from Birthright. I think this next Lord, again, always sets the stage, but I hope Extremely Slay does not get the tunnel vision that they had in the previous games, and they utilize this Lord to take out more towers than trying to end the game as early as possible, even though you do have to deal with the Sicilian.
Oh, they're trying to. You can see Mark has the Minoan Fury. He flickers forward. He gets the knockup on towards Wicked. Crossbow of Tang is there, but at the same time, he gets the kill on towards 1. Make that 2. Wicked goes down. Kingston, Hoshik as well. They get the 4th, and that's the opening that they were looking for. Bubble is the only one left standing, even after the hard guard, the Tempest of Blades, along with the crossbow of Tang, and Danny's Bat's impact just slapped Extremely Slay back to reality.
Definitely Birthright taking the stage here, setting the foundation now for a great comeback. Economically, they are now definitely tied. They're going to be utilizing this to full of their ability, but Extremely Slay is going to have to do something to answer to this, right? We're kind of looking at some of the items. Nothing's really sticking out here besides Earthel is definitely online, has not the rose gold yet, but might be possibly building it. That's the Malefic gun. There's a tiny little item there. But again, definitely online. Could be a menace, but the problem is that they need a solid front line. We need Hoshi to come online.
Yeah, I think Hoshik has the damage that could be dished out, but I think right now Kingsta Circling Eagle already baited out Sanguine Claws to catch him in place, and he will get taken down. Killing Spree in the hands of Urek, and this is the opening that Birthright were looking for. Lord is marching down the top side. Holy Defense will get procced out, but the Lord is still healthy. Stand-in Bat's Feast comes out, and they're trying to get out of harm's way. Wicked already used the heavy crossbow. Hoshik has the knock up with the Earth Shatter. They're going to work on towards the turret, but not enough. Urek will have to kite back, and here comes the Minoan Fury. Catches the double man knock up. He doesn't have the crossbow of Tang unlocked yet, but Urek is still left standing. He has used the Inspire already. They got the kill that they were looking for. Wicked gets taken down, and so does Bubble, but Mr. Death is there versus Levi. It's a 1v1, but Danny comes in to save the day. Bat's Feast to make sure he can get away, but Kingsta trying to create the separation that they need. And enough, says Birthright. We don't want to throw away what we had. We will not make that mistake and call it a day and just steal away a lot of the jungle creeps to tilt the economy in their favor.
That's what I'm saying. They went from having no turrets to only having 2 on the side of Extremely Slay. So that was a huge amount of the battlefield taken away. And now puts them also in about a 5k gold lead here. And this is where they need to come online, right? Like this, Urek is 8-1-2, or yeah, 8-1-2. So the Wanwan is definitely online as well. Kingsta having a little bit of a hard time with the Matilda. Again, they don't have control of the map at this point, but they are still trying to take this to Birthright, and Birthright is just kind of just executing team fights really well here.
Yeah, Birthright are doing really well. They're able to kite. They're able to get in the back line. They have the damage that comes in with the bat impact. I just want to see if they've hit the powers, the item power spike just yet, because seems like Hoshik is the one that's creating the separation. Gets the onward right now on towards my lobby. Law and Order used already. He's forced the flicker out. The Heart Guard not just used, but the heal coming in from Minotaur is there to make sure the team fight can get extended. And seems like they want to call it off, but my lobby wants to go in with the Glorious Pathway on towards Bubble. Law and Order again. Sanguine Claws with the bat's impact. Right now, Bubble will get taken down, so no extra sustainability, and that is the opening that they need. Meanwhile, on the bot side, Levi goes in with the Tempest of Blades, but get taken down by Mr. Death. Soul Sever bit a little bit more than they could chew. That means the Lord could be in contention without the jungler present for the side of Birthright. Extremely Slay want their hands on this neutral objective.
Yeah, but they definitely have to be careful here. They're gonna aggress.
Oh my goodness, they go in, and onward is there from Hoshi, gets the Earth Shatter knock up. Kingsta already used the Circling Eagle, but the Minoan Fury is popped. My lobby goes with the Glorious Pathway, trying to lead the charge right now with everybody running and gunning, but they realize this is not the time. The damage is too much from the side of Urek, and he has too much for them to give. But Circling Eagle again, Kingsta trying to re-engage. Hard Guard can be used at any single time, but Urek takes a lot of damage from the Force of the Queen by Wicked, but the base crystal left exposed right now. This is the opportunity that Birthright can go for right now. Heavy crossbow is there, not being used just yet. They're gambling quite a lot. The topside minions could end the base, but they realize the timer's in their favor, and the next wave that could come crashing in could be the opening that Birthright really need.
Yeah, this is a wait and a bait. They're waiting for the Ling to engage.
Yeah, but meanwhile, my lobby goes for his own engage with the Glorious Pathway. Oh my goodness, gee, it's been so back and forth. They don't know if they want to go in or go out, but guess what? They're buying enough time. They're playing a dangerous game with Bubble, trying to make sure he gets the clear, but you see right now, Crossbow of Tang trying to get unlocked. Danny gets the kill on towards Hoshik, and the Minoan Fury already being expended. That means it's a good opening for the side of Extremely Slay to go for, but they don't have CC of their own. The Lord finally secured by the side of Birthright, and now should be the opening, the need to end the game at least.
I mean, they have it at this point, right? Urek is unstoppable. They can't seem to do anything about it. And the moment Hoshik goes in, he just gets decimated. It's like a hot knife in butter. The moment he goes in, he just falls so quick. Kind of looking at some of the items. Again, he's only at 6,000 gold. That's equal to Mark on the side of Birthright, right? So he is super far behind in gold and items at this point. Can they stop this siege?
Yeah, trying to get the siege down. My lobby already the glorious pathway. Kingston goes in with the circle eagle on towards Levi. They're trying to go in. Bats feast coming out from Danny. Lord is in the top side. Luminous Lord looking quite healthy. They want to siege at the inhibitors, but a little bit of mistake coming in from the side of Birthright. They let the Lord go for free. Meanwhile, trying to siege into the mid lane inhibitor right now. They go in, and you can see Mark with the Minoan Fury catches 3 Tempest of Blades, but there it is, the Winter Crown to help them survive. But he goes in with their own knockup, and Urek with the Wind of Nature will have to go back, and you can see Wicked wants to go in. Glorious Pathway used to run away, but there comes the heavy crossbow, dishing out the damage, but the crossbow of Tang is unlocked. They get the 2, and will possibly a 3rd. Bubble will fall down, and yes, he does. Urek in the Land of Dawn, wrecking havoc for the side of Extremely Slay. Mr. Death is the only one left standing, and he will fall down as well. Birthright claiming what's theirs, and that is game number 3 in this best of 5 upper bracket match.
Seems to be the case where we're going back and forth,